Goofballs. Goofballs, a football podcast where every week we get together, we talk seriously about football, and we goof around about everything else. I'm Kenneth Arthur. With me, as always, Johnny Schwartzbein and Andrew Grace. And this week, it's Goofballs, Goof Guesses with good guesses. We are going to talk about our thoughts on the upcoming 2020 NFL season, which is barely 10 days away by my count. So we'll talk about, maybe go through each division, the playoffs, maybe some of the awards or something. That'll create fodder for discussion. So, I think why waste a second of any more time, although there's some big news this week. But returning our goof guest is Ben Wietmarschen, and I hope I'm not making a mistake. Cincinnati Bengals fan. Am I correct this time?
That's absolutely right. It's written all over my face, my big dumb face.
Yeah,
Sucker,
Cincinnati.
is what they say. Sucker right across the forehead.
Cincinnati, the chili capital of Ohio.
Yeah, hey, I'll take it. The chili's good there. I don't care what anyone says. I'm very happy with the chili.
Oh, yeah. Are there any tigers in Ohio, dude?
Only at the Cincinnati Zoo, the nation's third-ranked zoo. Everyone, It's important for people to know. Cincinnati has the third best zoo in America.
I went to the first or second, the Omaha Zoo. I know that is considered right there with San Diego.
Oh, yeah, San Diego. And then the other big contender is, I believe, the D.C. It's called like the National Zoo or something like that.
No, I heard that, especially at the running back position for the Bengals, when they do cook chili, they overstir it. Is that correct? Because they just keep mixing?
Is this a joke? Oh, gotcha.
They keep mixing?
It had the cadence of a joke, so
yeah.
But I just didn't understand it.
Yeah, I try to make it sound like a joke.
Yeah.
Johnny, I hate to one-up you, but shouldn't you, if anything, maybe you're talking about maybe like isn't like coffee creamer sort of a Joe mix-in?
I don't want to put that much effort into it.
Not a Bengal no more.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know where he went. He went somewhere, Carolina or something like that.
Yeah. Eifert.
What could have been? What could have been?
Well, speaking of what could have been, that eventually becomes what is or what was. And the Cincinnati Bengals, big news for them this season with Joe Burrow. Ben, you're I believe a fairly plugged in fan of the Bengals. Do you have any training camp reports of Joe Burrow and others?
Yeah, well, what I've heard is that they've had two scrimmages, and the first one, Joe Burrow was unstoppable, just threading beautiful passes to spreading it out across the field, beautiful. And then the most recent one, he was struggling a little bit. But I'll tell you what's been great to hear is that literally every single person, from beat writers, like coaches, teammates, everyone has been just unequivocal about how good Joe Burrow is. Mm-hmm. And there's not anyone that's like, oh, we should wait, he's a rookie, you never know, but unequivocal praise for this young man.
Now, were you one of the Bengals fans that was like right off the bat, like, yes, Joe Burrow is the guy, or were you like maybe Tua more, or let's wait for Trevor Lawrence?
Get out of here. Who was thinking? Who would possibly think that anyone in that draft is more valuable than Joe Burrow? I mean, if he gets injured, that's the only way he's not going to be the most valuable person drafted there.
What about this? Let's wait for Trevor Lawrence route. Is that a big option for that?
I mean, I don't want that string bean on my team.
Let's wait to see how good Chase Young is.
Yeah, I mean, Chase Young's going to be great too. What the hell do I know? What am I saying? But no, I never thought they should choose anyone other than Joe Burrow.
I mean, yeah, that made a lot of sense for Cincinnati for sure. And for most any other team that would have been there would have been the quarterback that did so good. Give that a shot.
Not the Giants. No, the Giants. Daniel Jones all the way.
Danny J, DJ Jones.
We'll see with Daniel Jones.
Spinning
I also
passes. Sorry, I ran with that.
Andrew, I thought this was interesting that I read this week, or I was kind of just fooling around with Pro Football Reference, and I came across the fact that Darius Slayton has the exact same rookie numbers, yards per catch, yards per target, and like catch percentage, and is the same height as DeAndre Hopkins. And that was surprising because they were both, and Slayton had 8 touchdowns as compared to 2 for Hopkins. And I'm not comparing necessarily saying that he's going that way, perhaps, but you never know. Darius Slayton, did you watch a lot of Darius Slayton, Andrew?
Dude, what I saw of Darius Slayton, I was like, man, this guy's – I actually didn't watch a ton of stuff on him. But I don't know,
Andrew,
man.
are you excited to watch the Giants this season?
Dude, I'm so excited. I missed all of last season, so and it wasn't even COVID. So I thought, when things, I was like, maybe I'll miss 2 seasons, but if they do this safely, I'm all for it. And now I don't miss 2 seasons in a row. So Kenny, I'm pretty stoked as the snowboarders.
Who are the Giants playing in week 1?
But who are they playing in week 1, dude? Get the fuck out of here, dude. I'm not going to answer that.
Yeah, enough with these gotcha questions, Kenneth.
Yeah, you're trying to sneak up on them.
Okay, Andrew, Ben, we've been testing Andrew on football knowledge, specifically Giants stuff, for a few weeks now. Andrew, ready? Let's just try this. Who is the offensive coordinator of the New York Giants this season?
Dude, it's someone. Dude, get the fuck out of here.
Okay. How about this? Head coach.
Okay. Fucking Joe Judge. Dude.
Okay. Yeah. I was afraid you'd say Aaron Judge.
Joe Judge.
But
Andrew.
He's the coach.
Andrew, the Giants offensive coordinator is a much more famous coach than Joe Judge.
He's from the Vikings, right?
You played against him twice a year for almost a decade.
Yeah, start doing this, Andrew. Andrew, look at my lips. Ready?
Jay Gruden.
No, close.
Jason Garrett, the offensive coordinator for the Giants?
Oh my God, we have breaking news.
Oh shit, Andrew, I didn't know that either. That
is crazy, dude. That's wild. I didn't realize that.
It is.
It's, Hey, any Goofballs listeners out there who aren't so tuned into football, that's why I'm here for you.
This is a breaking goof.
A breaking goof.
Breaking goof.
A BG.
The Giants play the Steelers in week 1 on Monday Night Football. So
Pittsburgh, tough city.
Get ready for Monday Night Football in week 1, Andrew.
Oh, yeah. We're going to Heinz Field, but we'll see how it goes,
Yeah, you'll probably.
I gotta catch up on my stats.
Yeah, you stole those words right from Johnny's mouth.
I would have relished if you said mustard ketchup on this.
Oh boy.
Chopped onions.
There's good. Between Ben and Johnny and myself, we can talk about a couple news things, and then Andrew, you can catch on and see wherever you find a place to stick your dart in. Find it.
I'll find one. I'll find something.
Yeah. Leonard Fournette, dead at the age of 28.
Jaguars traded Yannick Ngakoue to the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah.
If you caught this is Ngakoue, one of the more productive pass rushers in the NFL at 25, and the Vikings already had Danielle Hunter, who's also 25 and very productive. I don't know. That's big news.
He did not want to be there. He
took less money to go to Minnesota by a lot.
Who wants to be in Jacksonville in general? But he was like, you know what? Even to play this game, I like this game a lot. I am not going to stay here. Get me out of here, he said.
Uh-huh. They also cut Leonard Fournette.
I was just gonna say, I think Minnesota might win the Super Bowl this year.
Whoa.
I was gonna wait, but I really love Minnesota, and I think that this might be the year that they're gonna be like a weird team that like comes out of nowhere, and well, not nowhere, but
yeah.
Anyway, I jumped the gun on the picks, but I really like Minnesota.
Oh, that's fine.
I'm gonna go on record as saying the Minnesota Vikings will never win the Super Bowl with Kirk Cousins as quarterback.
Okay,
Never.
Agree to disagree, I guess.
Never. Even if he
Sorry,
died
I cut you off.
No. No, that's very happy to. The Vikings, I kind of agree with Johnny a bit that I don't like the idea. I don't favor the idea of Kirk Cousins winning the Super Bowl.
Thank you.
But I also understand that Eli Manning has a couple Super Bowl championships.
Come on.
I'll go on record as saying Eli Manning will never win another Super Bowl.
No, come on.
Even front management, like back of the house. No.
He was great on SNL, and you got to give him that. That was something unexpected, and he was very funny on Saturday Night Live.
Another thing his brother was better at.
I would think that for the for Kirk Cousins, like that defense would have to be on another level. If that's what it turns out to be this season, it could be because they have Eric Kendricks and Anthony Barr, and we talked about the pass rushers and good safeties and all that whatnot. But I would say it definitely has to be really good.
Yeah,
for that
it's
to
a
happen.
weird year. I'm just saying it's a weird year.
Oh, for sure.
Nothing weirder than the Vikings winning a Super Bowl.
I can think of a couple things.
The Bengals winning a Super Bowl. Or the Browns winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah. All of that nuts. And then the other big news was I forgot. Something happened today or yesterday. It wasn't Leonard Fournette, but I mean, Leonard Fournette was released today. And I think that that's fine.
Yeah. Is he going anywhere and helping anyone? Like,
I think he could. I think he could still be good. I think that I don't think that I reserve my judgment on his entire career once he's played somewhere other than the Jaguars.
I'm just saying, like
Dante Fowler got out of Jacksonville. Jalen Ramsey got out of Jacksonville. I mean, he already was good in Jacksonville, but I think there's a few examples of players that got out and played better once they got away from the Jaguars.
I'm just saying, where is there a fit, like running back, like that you see, Kenneth, where Fournette would be better than the one? Because I'm thinking like better than whoever's RB1, or like would be good enough to
anywhere
get into a rotation. Really, anywhere?
Why? I mean, like by week 5, 17 running backs will be injured.
That's true. Probably more.
He's just going to go somewhere, and they just need to hand him the ball. He caught like 60 passes last season. It wasn't very productive, but he's not necessarily incapable, I think, of playing. Like if he played for Kyle Shanahan in the 49ers, like good. I think that he'd be good there, right? Like they would have a better blocking. They would have a better offensive scheme and all that kind of stuff. Maybe he should just wait a couple weeks until the season transpires.
Raheem Mostert would be really upset. He would be sad and angry.
Yeah. Well, I think all running backs are sad and angry. It's a tough position to play. But should we get into the goof guesses?
Let's do it. Let's go.
Great. I think what we want to go around for the divisions is we'll go around to each 8 division. I'm going to, we're going to determine a division champion, I think, by popular vote.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
And I think we can start off just like talking about a division real quick and maybe nominate a favorite. And if everyone agrees on that favorite, then we can just move on to the next division. And if there's contention, we'll hash it out. And then, maybe we'll let Andrew decide. But as a tiebreaker, how does that sound, Andrew?
I don't take any issue with that. So I say we
Okay,
can.
good. I thought that was going to be the thing to make you quit the podcast. Good to know. They use me as a tiebreaker. Diane is your imaginary wife in this scenario.
Hey, look. First of all, I think what I'll do with the tiebreaker is I'll go by feel. I'll go by feel, and Kenny, I got good feel. So you start this shit up.
And that was
All right,
also
and
Andrew.
I'm gonna
got a good feel.
Yeah,
I'm gonna add one extra element, which is if when we get to a division and we talk about it, at one point everybody has to nominate. This is my number one seed for the conference.
Oh,
so
okay.
At any point when we're going on it, you don't, just announce that. Oh, I think the Ravens win this division, and by the way, this is my number one seed. Whatever.
They'll have the best record in the AFC or NFC.
Yeah, and you can only use that one time for each conference, obviously. But we'll use that.
Yeah, and you can't say that the conference number one seed is a team that doesn't finish in the first of the division, Andrew. Statistically impossible.
Okay, copy that.
All right, well, let's start with the AFC East. We've got the Patriots, the Bills, the Jets, and the Dolphins. Obviously, the Patriots have won this division all but, I want to say, once since 2001, maybe twice. If they didn't win in 2002, I think that was the year they went 9-7 and missed the playoffs. But other than that, you got the Patriots, and then you got the Bills. I'm going to say that the favorite in this division is probably the Bills. Does anyone disagree? And anyone want to say a different team other than the Bills?
No, I like the Bills. You know me. I love my teams like a sourdough on the rise. You know what I mean? The Bills are dough for a good season, and I think this is the one. I agree with you, Kenneth.
Great. And I'm going to have to say also that we're going to have to do truncated versions of that next, just because of how many Zoom calls we have allotted.
I think it's the Patriots all the way. Cam Newton.
Oh, okay.
I just think there's something, but we'll leave it at that because I know we're, we got to keep those seconds tight.
I'm just gonna blow the lid off of this thing right now and say it's the Bills, and they are going to be my number one seed in the AFC.
Whoa!
Yeah, like I said, weird year. I'm making weird picks. Dang. It's not that weird. I think the Bills are definitely a top 3 or 4 AFC team, but to pick them over the Patriots for one is something historic.
Yeah, I would say that makes sense in one sense. I think the AFC East is by far the worst division in the entire NFL.
Right.
And so if there's one good team, they could easily go 14-2, maybe.
It's harsh, Kenneth.
Right. You get 4 games terrible against the Jets and the Dolphins, and
even the Patriots.
What if the Patriots don't come together? Yeah.
On that, Cam Newton, obviously a little bit, but
just so mean.
So that is the Bills 3-1. The Bills and one nomination for the number one seed. Now in the AFC North, the reigning champion would be the Ravens, and they had the number one seed last year at 14-2. The Steelers, who went 8-8, the Browns, who went 6-10, and the Bengals, who went 2-14. Ben, you're an AFC North guy. I'll let you nominate maybe the winner of this division.
I nominate the Cincinnati Bengals officially. And I know you guys will vote me down, but stranger things. I don't know if stranger things have happened, but stranger things might have happened.
Well, I don't agree on the Bengals, although I will say something even perhaps more controversial. I'm picking the Browns.
Oh, okay.
They finally get it together.
All right. Okay,
I think they do get it together this one year, and I'm picking the Browns.
I think the Bengals are going to surprise people by winning 5 games instead of 3. But the Ravens are going to be my pick for this division, and they are my number one seed for the AFC,
number one,
the American Football Conference.
Andrew, you could either break a tie or you can make it 4 ways.
Ben, I got a lot of respect for people who put on for the city like that, and
gotta.
You got it, dude.
I'm a homer. I'm a Homer Simpson, baby.
In the words of Young Jeezy, baby, I put on for my city. I love that.
Absolutely. I put on.
Yeah, dude. So, yeah, man, I'm all about that. But it's all for me, crab cakes and football, Baltimore. They're doing it.
Or you could have gotten rid of the Super Bowl champions. It's for the Bengals. Very frustrating.
I will say that this division is probably the only one that no one's going to pick the Bengals. But Ken, you're a smart football man, and you pick the Browns. Like, you could pick it. Like, this is as close of a division, and also could have the best team in the AFC at the same time. So it's a tough division.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think so. And I had even before. Yeah, I mean, obviously we knew Joe Burrow was going there, but I thought that even then that they looked like a team that was, as Johnny said, on the rise, like Red would be. So I do like the way the Bengals are trending, and I think that Ravens come down a little bit. Steelers maybe stay where they are. I don't know.
Yeah.
So that is the Ravens going on with one nomination for them as the number one seed. AFC South, you've got the Texans at 10-6 last year, the Titans at 9-7, the Colts at 7-9, and the Jaguars at 6-10. I don't know. I have a hard time nominating anything. I guess I would start with Houston, perhaps, but I'm not even sure if that's my pick. Anybody have a strong feeling or a number one seed here?
I think it's really close between a healthy Colts and Texans. So I'm going to say same record, Colts get number one on the tiebreakers.
Colts by a tiebreaker.
I'll say the Texans just because Deshaun Watson. I love Deshaun Watson. I like watching him play.
He's the quarterback, Andrew.
They've tried many times to, mess up his career in various different ways, but I think I can't vote against him in this pretty weak, boring division.
Fair enough. Andrew?
I don't know. In the words of one of my favorite musical artists, I'm going down to the river, baby, like Bruce. And I think Phillip Rivers. I think there's going to be a little Rivers magic coming down the stream.
Wow!
I don't know, man.
Yeah, there'll be something coming down the stream. I don't want to be down the stream of Phillip Rivers when he gets hit once or twice. Old man. Yeah, in the words of one of my favorite artists, Old Man. Look at
Old Man and the Rivers.
Old man, look at my life.
No, I honestly though it's hard. I when I watch Deshaun Watson, I'm like, how does this team lose when he's on? Because he just seems like he makes plays where I'm like, this guy's the best quarterback in the league. So.
Get rid of his best wide receiver. That's how.
Yeah.
I think that I'm just not sure if I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be sold on Frank Reich as a head coach, and I don't know if necessarily all the issues in the Indianapolis stem from Jacoby Brissett, even though he's not necessarily a great starting quarterback. The Bills got to the playoffs with Tyrod Taylor once, so I think that was another guy who just was kind of limited in how much he could throw the ball, and I think that the Colts, were in a division that they could have won if they were half decent or a little bit better. So I don't know if I'm necessarily sold on them quite yet, just because they do have a couple of all-pro players that are, good picks and interesting guys. So, and I definitely don't know that I have any faith in Tennessee. I would like to see Gardner Minshew make the playoffs, but I think for the time being, I will go with the Houston Texans, which gives us a deadlock. Johnny, can you add something in post?
I'll do it right now.
I'll flip mine. I'll flip to the Houston Texans.
What
Nice,
the fuck?
Yeah.
Ask any.
It's so easy. We didn't even ask him.
Ask any Eagles fan if Frank Reich makes a difference, because our offense has looked anemic at best without him calling the plays. And you know what? The Colts might go and win the whole fucking thing. Just trade for Nick Foles halfway through the season.
Yeah.
Fuck you all.
That's the Houston Texans. Johnny's very invested in the Colts all of a sudden.
Yeah, they'll be the 3 seed or whatever.
Yeah.
I do think,
Who cares about the Colts? Get them out of here.
Says the Cincinnati Bengals fan.
Hey, Cincinnati's better than Indianapolis. I mean, come on.
Indy 500.
We'll see. That's an interesting question. In the AFC West, the Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl last year. Then you've got the Broncos, the Raiders, and the Chargers. Is there anybody that's going to object to the Kansas City Chiefs as the division winner?
No.
Nope.
I'll have them as my number 1 seed as well.
Okay. And
Andrew,
Andrew,
you didn't have a number 1 seed yet. Do you have? Who's your number 1 seed?
The Chiefs. Kansas City. Yeah, they're my number 1 seed. I just got freaked out. I thought you weren't asking me. Then I thought I talked out of turn. So anyway, Kansas City.
Because of Patrick Mahomes. Can you give me a 30-second speech on Patrick Mahomes really quick? I know that the fans
I love
like
Mahomes,
that.
man. I love Mahomes. We had some great times at the Fontainebleau Hotel. And no, Mahomes is just a baller, dude. He's just one of those athletes that's so fun to watch because they have joy with how they play, and he has. And in the words of my good buddy Don from New York, kid's got a cannon. So I'll, I don't know. There's my analysis.
No, that's great. That's a great analysis. Why don't we wrap up the AFC by going and we can find out maybe who's going to come out of the AFC. That makes the Kansas City Chiefs the number 1 seed in AFC. They're the only team that gets a bye week. This year, the playoff structure has changed. So 7 teams will make it. That will include 3 wild card teams, 3 division winners, and then the number 1 seed, which in this case is Kansas City.
It's going to be wild. It's going to be a wild season.
It's going to be a wild season. That's what one of our guests, Ben Wietmarschen, has said in the past on this episode.
Weird, wild stuff is happen. Weird, wild stuff. One of my favorites. My favorite lines.
Yeah.
COVID.
So,
man, yeah, I wonder what he'd be saying right
Ed
now.
McMahon on COVID.
Man. Ed McMahon on COVID.
everybody gets 3 AFC wild card teams. So why don't you think about what those are? Make sure it's not one of your division winners. But I'll go out on a limb first and say that in the wild card, I have the Las Vegas Raiders as one of my wild card teams. So then Johnny's also got the Las Vegas Raiders as one of his wild card teams. I'll have the Ravens as one of my wild card teams since I had the Browns winning that division.
And I'm going Browns as my wild card, so we're just flip-flopped.
Ah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
And this is tough. There's a lot of ones that I could pick, but
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say, because they tie with the Colts in my projection, Texans make it, Pats miss out.
Oh, okay. Texans sneak in over Pats. So you've got the Texans, the Browns, and
the
Raiders. Texans, Browns, and Raiders. I have the Raiders, the Ravens, and
take your time.
I'm going to go crazy with the Broncos. I'm going to say the Broncos.
Wow.
AFC West, tough division.
Need a lot of luck, not lock.
So two very tough AFC West division apparently for me, but I'm going with those 3 teams. Ben or Andrew?
I'm going with the Ravens because I chose and do think that the Bengals will win the division. The Titans, because the Titans are always in the playoffs. It seems like to me.
I remember that.
I can't remember the last time the Titans weren't in the playoffs. And then the Raiders, because I do think it would be very funny if the Raiders were actually really good. So
yeah,
So for comedic purposes.
For comedic purposes.
Serious about the Bengals winning the division.
Very
comedic purposes.
Dead fucking serious about the Bengals.
Andrew? All card takes?
Colts, Bills, and Las Vegas Raiders.
No.
Yeah.
Ooh, so that's a full clean sweep for the Raiders. The Raiders are going to be one of the wild card teams, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to skip to give me your AFC Championship game. Give me your AFC Championship game. You've made your division winners. You know your number one seed. We've got all that going for you. Plus, we're using the 4 teams here we're definitely using the division winners of the Ravens, the Bills, the Texans, and the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But also, you can pick a wild card team.
I'll go ahead and say Ravens over Chiefs, 52-48.
That would be quite a spectacle.
Oh, yes, to watch. Yes, fun.
So that would be the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy, this is tough. I'm going to go with the Ravens over the Raiders. I'm going to go with the Ravens over the Raiders.
Oh,
Wow. The
Both
Raiders.
of those start RA.
It goes Raid, isn't it?
Yeah, you're going to have to really wait to listen to hear who they're talking about.
It's going to be a torturous game.
Yeah. I am going to go with the Bills versus the Chiefs.
Oh, so you're dropping the Bengals.
Let's see. The Bengals all contract COVID in the first round of the playoffs. COVID comes back, just so you know.
Oh,
that's
man.
my biggest prediction.
You
get through the whole season.
And
So
then
you got the Bills. You got the Bills going to the Super Bowl. Very Chris Berman-y, right? That was a very Chris Berman thing to do. You always like to pick the Bills.
The Bills.
The Raiders.
Andrew, you hold a lot of power again.
Yeah, I feel
But
so
you
boring with this, but I'm just gonna, because it just feel like, just for my non-expert eye, the Kansas City and Baltimore are just 2 amazing teams, and I just feel like they're going to play each other, and it's going to be the Kansas City is going to be 24 points, and Baltimore is going to 22 points. They're going to get a safety, but they're going to win.
Don't forget 2-point conversions, Andrew. They can miss one, they can make one. You know that the 2-point conversion is possible in the NFL now, yes?
It's always been possible, the 2-point conversion.
Not always. No, that is incorrect.
Anything is
Really?
possible.
According to Kim Grant.
So you're picking the Chiefs over the Ravens by 2?
Correct.
All right. Well, we got 2 people who picked the Ravens, and we got 1 person who picked the Bills and 1 person who picked the Chiefs over the Ravens. So I think this is a pretty good shot for the Ravens to be in a collective Goofballs Super Bowl. But you all have your own picks for your own personal benefit. And I want everyone to know that. Andrew, I want you to know that. Ben, I want you to, when you sign off on the Zoom, I want you to know this is it's your personal picks, and we have no sway or power over that.
Absolutely, and I feel that. I feel that from you.
I'm glad. Thank you for feeling that. Let's take a quick break, and we'll come back and talk about the NFC.